There's a voice deep inside every dad calling him to lead. Society, vices, inner demons, negative thoughts try to dampen and drown out that voice, but it never goes away. Your wife feels it, your children feel it, and your heart and soul feel it too. It's the voice that starts off as a whisper, but then becomes a calling to be the tip of the spear for your family, a calling to play all out and lead by example for your children, a calling to build a legacy that will go on for generations, a calling to be the warrior dad you were born to be. Dads, our children need us now more than ever to be that beacon of hope, courage, positivity, and strength. It's time to rise as warrior dads together as a brotherhood. If you felt that twinge in your soul, it's time for the Warrior Dad Experience. All right, so welcome. Today, I want to raise the alarm and really talk about 2026 because we are, rapidly approaching 2026. I can't believe next week will be middle of November. We'll be at Thanksgiving before we know it, and then into the holidays, and 2026 will be upon us. So I want to talk about the 45 days, these next 45 days. I know we're not there yet, that will truly set you up for success in 2026. And I'll be very vulnerable. I used to be that individual that when November hit, when December hit, I would completely lay off the gas. I would overeat, I would overdrink, and I would do not much in my professional world to set me up for success. And I felt like I was falling behind from the moment the clocks and the calendar turned from December 31st to January 1st. That was the old version of me. Now the new frame, leading the Warrior Dad movement, those dads that stand up and crush life personally and professionally. I have a much different frame on what does the end of the year look like, because the majority coasts, the majority really lays off the gas, and I see that as a competitive advantage. And I want to just shift your mindset maybe just a little bit today and hopefully get you to buy in on changing that perspective of leading into 2026 and creating that momentum in these next 45 days plus to really set you up for 2026. And I have a perspective that in a year, you can create the most legendary year of your life yet. If you have that mindset, if you have a vision, if you have tenacity, if you have work ethic, all those things that truly will set you up for success. And as a dad, even better, you can set the example for your kids. So that's what I'm going to go cover today in this live stream. Feel free to ask questions as I go through. You can pop them in the chat. I'll answer those in real time. So when we think about setting ourselves up for success going into 2026, key component is momentum. And if we now say, well, I'm going to wait until the first of the year, we're going to have this large gap of time where we don't do the things that we know in the back of our minds we need to do to set us up for success. So instead, start now. Start laying the foundation for where you want to go in 2026 today. Start building that momentum so that when the date changes, when the year flips, instead of getting to that starting line, which the majority of people will do, you're already sprinting when the calendar flips. Imagine that you are sprinting already when everybody's just trying to figure out, hey, where are they going to go? How do I get to the line and where do I start? You're already out of that gate because you've set up for success. You've built the momentum in these next 45 plus days so you can crush 2026. Powerful perspective to think about, mindset to have, like, oh, wait, that old version of me. And if you're not where you want to be personally, maybe fitness-wise, maybe relationship-wise with your wife, maybe intentionality with your kids, you're not where you want to be from a professional perspective. Maybe you haven't gotten that promotion Maybe you haven't done so well in sales or grown your business to where you want it to be. That pain, when you lean into it, don't numb it up in looking back at 2025. No, lean into that pain and let that pain compel you to create that momentum so you can sprint when the calendar changes. Such a key component of growth in life is really starting that momentum, starting that progress now in your life. So that's number one, right? That is so important to start that momentum now. Don't wait a month and a half, 45 plus days to get started. Start today. Start building today. So that's number one. Number two, when I think about 3 levers to really lock in as you build that momentum into 2026, so you're sprinting as the year starts. Number one, physical. You've got to dial in your physicality. You've got to be physically fit. So you need to exercise. I mean, exercise is the greatest longevity tool that we have in our toolkit. Moving your body, physically being in better shape. You'll have more energy, you'll have more focus, and as a byproduct, you'll have more time in your day, because when you bring energy and focus to what you're doing, all of a sudden you get more time. I hear it many, many examples of dad saying, I don't have enough time. Well, how's your energy? How's your focus? If those aren't good, you've got to dial in the physical fitness portion in these next 45 plus days. Most are going to overeat, overdrink, and miss workouts. You do the opposite of the most. If we want what others can't have, we got to be willing to do what others won't. So physicality, dial that in, right? That's a lever that you can absolutely move in the next 45 plus days. In addition, you need to have a vision of where you want to go in 2026. If you're creating that on January 1st, you're already behind. And guess what happens many times is your mind says it's already January 1st, and you create a big vision and you feel like you're already falling behind and you give up. That's why January 22nd is now dubbed National Quitters Day. By the 22nd of January, most people give up on where they want to go in a year. We've got to have a crystal clear vision of where we want to go personally and professionally. Then once you have a vision, chunk it up, figure out what you need to do from a daily structure perspective. That's lever number 3. What are you going to do on a daily basis to get you there personally and professionally? What are those habits, those systems, those routines that are so big in the Warrior Dad that you can implement in your life so you can get that future success? If you don't have daily disciplines, you don't have daily standards, you don't have daily structures, it is going to be a all-out war against your mind to try and get you to that success. And most times, and I know in my 20s and 30s, even early 40s, my mind won that battle. It stopped me from getting where I knew I wanted to go personally and professionally. But by implementing systems, having standards that I operate on a daily basis, being in a brotherhood of the dads that I coach in the Warrior Dad, all of a sudden, the whole game flipped. The whole game changed. So very, very important to think about physical. Dial that in first. Get crystal clear on that vision and then chunk it up and understand what you're going to do on a daily structure, system, standards perspective to move forward. So that is number 2 as far as how we set up success in 2026 with these next 45 plus days. Number 3, the compound effect of small wins. We all want to swing and hit a grand slam, bat flip, walk-off home run. We get instant dopamine hits all day long, whether it's scrolling on social, whether it's ordering something on Amazon, having it be here either this afternoon or maybe over the night, ordering like you can literally get things in a moment's notice. But true long-term success, that exponential success you want personally and professionally, it happens by small wins. The Compound Effect, great book by Darren Hardy. It's about 10 plus years old, but it changed my world when I thought about growth. Why? Well, as you step into 2026, just think about getting 1% better each day. If you got 1% better each day for an entire year, and 1% better is not that difficult on a daily basis. If you can do 100 push-ups, it's one extra push-up. That's all it is. And then do a little bit more the next day, 1% better. If you got 1% better for an entire year, looking back at that individual, you wouldn't recognize who that former version of you was. Why? Because you'd be 37 times better. Not 37%, 37 times better than where you were when you started if you got 1% better for an entire year, 365 days. I mean, think about that. 1%, that's it. Small wins compound over time, and they give you those outsized results and gains personally and professionally that you're looking for. So the compound effect, think about that as you build that momentum starting into 2026, and then commit to just doing 1% more each day, and you will get those outsized results and success you're looking for personally and professionally. All right, so that's number 3. Last one, if you are looking for a challenge and want to make the best year of your life yet in 2026, I'm throwing down the Warrior Dad Challenge, a full year of growth, a full year connected to me so I can push you, guide you, drive you to that personal and professional success. For you to answer that call that whispers to you, that itch you feel in the back of your neck that I've felt for decades, that I could be more, do more, have more. If you want to be challenged physically, mentally, emotionally, with connection with your family, drop me a DM with the word warrior and we can talk details. We need to build that momentum into this next year. We cannot wait until December 31st. If you want 2026 to be a different year in your life, personally and professionally, and if you're feeling that kind of beaten up, man, 2025, how to fly by already. I didn't do the things I wanted to do. Maybe I wasn't as intentional with my kids. I mean, we get 18 seasons with our kids. Pretty soon they're going to be gone. Now's the time to act. Drop me a DM with the word warrior. We can talk details about the Warrior Dad 2026 challenge. I appreciate you watching. Dare to be uncommon. Create a legendary day. And I'll talk to you soon.